Hey everyone, this is Doomhammer with the 32-team franchise of the 2007-2008 NFL season, here with the Miami Dolphins 6-10. So the Miami Dolphins in the real 2007 season went 1-15, I believe, and had the number one overall pick. They were the worst in the league. But this time they were a little bit better. Now, Dante Culpepper was 7th ranked in passing yards among quarterbacks with 3,464. He had some good moments. I enjoyed playing with him. I really always appreciated Dante Culpepper because the first Madden I ever played was Madden 2002. And I was like about 7 years old then. And for whatever reason, I always picked the Vikings, and it would just be Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss. I didn't know who they were, but I enjoyed playing with them. And so I always had this fascination with Culpepper. There's always a little bit of kind of that nostalgia of playing with him a long time ago. And he had a solid season with the Miami Dolphins, even though the Dolphins themselves ended up with the 6th overall pick. They did better than they did in real life. And a lot of that was due to Culpepper, even though he had 32 sacks this season and definitely needed some more options and needed some more help. As you see there, he's doing it with his leg. He had about 4 rushing touchdowns. So from my perspective, the Dolphins outperformed how I thought they would be. So I thought it was an impressive season going 6-10 with them. Now, Ted Ginn was a lot of fun, a very fast receiver, as you can see right there, in his rookie year out of Ohio State. Even though there was Chris Chambers and there Marty Booker, I found myself wanting to get Ted Ginn in the lineup more. I was constantly substituting out Chambers and Booker for Ginn because I just wanted to get him more experience, get him more touchdowns. Disappointed, though, that I was not able to get him 10 receiving touchdowns. That would have been a good rookie goal. But then you see a long touchdown run there. Some goal line stands, getting some more TDs. There he is going up against the New England Patriots in what was a very, very much of a smackdown game that the Patriots just kind of trounced them. There he is breaking tackles. Surprisingly, Culpepper was one of the few quarterbacks that never got injured, or at least injured. He never missed a game, essentially, which in this season was very rare because I had many quarterbacks go down. I had many backup quarterbacks playing. So Culpepper being able to play all 16 games was definitely huge. And here's Chambers, because again, even though I leaned on Ginn, Chambers was still a solid receiver for the Dolphins. Making some plays, at 701 receiving yards, but only 3 touchdowns. So again, there's a lot of improvement that needs to be done with the Dolphins, but they did exceed the number one overall expectations that they had. Now, Ronnie Brown did his thing. I was very impressed with Ronnie Brown as a running back. As you can see, he had 798 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns. But unlike Culpepper, Brown was injured for several games in the season, and the Dolphins did not really have a good number 2 running back. I mean, there is Lorenzo Booker, which I will have some highlights for him right after this. But for the most part, Booker wasn't strong enough to really carry the load, whereas Ronnie Brown had some big moments. Now here we go. There's Lorenzo Booker, 411 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, I made it work with Booker. I mean, he wasn't awful, but again, he has more yards because he played more than many second running backs normally do. And that was because of the injuries of Ronnie Brown. And so, yeah, there's a big moment like that. I mean, it wasn't all bad, but again, when Brown was not in, it definitely was felt. And there they were at 8th in total offensive yards. So they were a top 10 team in offense because they were 12th in passing yards, and they were also 12th in rushing yards. So they were 12th on both of those scales. When we look at points per game, the Dolphins were 18th, so they could have done a little bit more to score more. And then for their defense, their least yards allowed, they were 11th. So, I mean, they were in the top half of the league. Now, given passing yards, they were a little bit worse at 23. At rushing, they were the third best rushing defense, which I found surprising. And then least points allowed, they were 17th. And there you have it. This is the Miami Dolphins 2007-2008 season, where they did better than they were expected to, going 6-10, but still fourth in the AFC East. Thanks for watching, and there are more videos to come.